California has crazy gerrymanders, Illinois has crazy gerrymanders, New York has crazy gerrymanders. What it does is it actually suppresses the will of the people. You can't get into America's market unless you pay a big fat tariff. Take Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign talking points and turn them into intelligence.
We have a couple clips of JD Vance humiliating himself in a Fox News interview as he attempts to defend his failed administration led by Daddy Trump. So leave us a like on the video if you can. It only takes a second. It helps us out a bunch. And let's get right to this conversation with our fact checks ready.
Take Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign talking points and turn them into intelligence by defrauding the American people, defrauding the intelligence agencies, lying about what the intel said. They would take something that supported a Hillary Clinton campaign talking point and they would overemphasize it and exaggerate it. They took anything that actually contradicted that narrative and they buried it deep. And through that, they actually laundered Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign talking points through the American intelligence services. That's a violation of the people's trust. That's a violation of what our intelligence services should be doing. And I absolutely think they broke the law. And you're going to see a lot of people get indicted for that.
Again, no specifics given because there are no facts to back up what he's saying. He just knows if he says it confidently enough, his MAGA base, who's looking for any excuse, will eat it up. Marco Rubio, not Democrats, led the Senate panel that found that Russia indeed interfered on Trump's behalf in the 2016 election. Is JD Vance saying that Marco Rubio deserves charges? Or do we understand that he's just trying to drum up Democrats bad to distract from their failing administration, the Epstein files, and more? Trump admitted that his own son met with the Russians for information on Hillary. None of this is contested in serious circles, but it works well for the MAGA conspiracy base that doesn't ever research. So when in doubt, say Russia, 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 and maybe they'll forget about the fact that Trump is in the Epstein files.
Second thing the tariffs are doing is it's bringing in a lot of additional revenue, which of course we're using to give tax relief to the American people and make it easier for average Americans to get by. So I think we're doing a lot on the tariff side. And it's also, the final point I'll make on this is it's an incredible negotiating tool, because when you tell countries that have accessed American markets and cheated for a generation, you can't get into America's market unless you pay a big fat tariff.
I love that these clowns are essentially admitting they know their base is full of idiots by still openly lying about tariffs, and damn it, they are right, because still in my comments, we have people who will pretend, oh, just wait guys, and eventually the magic tariff flip will switch and the economy will get better. Why? Well, don't ask that. Critical thinking isn't their specialty. Just know that it will, right? He's hoping that you still think tariffs are paid by the foreign country. They aren't. He's hoping you still think that tariff costs aren't passed to consumers. They are. He's hoping you don't know that tariffs cost jobs, not even in the direct industry that they're placed on, but in multiple sectors. They do. And we've seen this with 3 straight months of manufacturing job losses directly following Liberation Day. But I'm sure that's a coincidence, and the magic tariff switch will flip any day now.
If California has crazy gerrymanders, Illinois has crazy gerrymanders, New York has crazy gerrymanders, what it does is it actually suppresses the will of the people in states like Indiana. And the other thing that we talked about, and I didn't even realize this, Maria, until a couple of years ago, that for apportioning representatives, you actually count illegal aliens. So even though illegal aliens theoretically are not supposed to vote, we know sometimes they do, you still count illegal aliens for congressional apportionment. So California has way more House seats than it should because they have such a high population of illegal aliens. So they get rewarded for welcoming illegal aliens into their state, giving them federal benefits, actually.
I love how he's openly admitting here that he didn't know something that's in the Constitution pretty clearly written until a few years ago. I don't know, maybe try actually reading the Constitution you pretend to want to conserve. Also, he's doing the lie that we've debunked numerous times here. California isn't gerrymandered at all. It has above average ratings and an independent commission that draws their maps. Republicans cluster in rural areas, and California, a lot of those are next to bigger urban areas, which then minimizes their own votes. That's not gerrymandering. That's the fact that uneducated rural voters are the Republicans' base. I don't know, try harder for intellects. Their map is drawn, again, independent commissions. All the worst states in the maps in the gerrymandering projects are Republican. Republicans picked up 23 seats to Democrats 7. Also, yes, undocumented immigrants are counted in the census. It's in the Constitution, and it's because representatives represent all persons in their districts, not citizens. And when divvying resources, if we're excluding undocumented immigrants who will then inevitably use an amount of those resources, we will obviously have a faster drain on resources than than we should. It makes sense in no possible way unless you want to cheat. The only two states this even plays a part on would be Texas and California. They are a big enough part on to affect congressionally is Texas and California. They largely just want to find any way to guarantee majorities and erode democracy and be cruel to cities that have minorities in them. It's happening before our eyes, and I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.